Well, welcome one and all to participating. That is participating in bike racing without mercy, and definitely there is no mercy in the bike racing, especially for the mammal. Anyway, I hope everybody is well. Hope you're having a good but wet weekend. I think it's wet right across Europe at the moment, albeit a little bit sunny in the southwest I saw on my phone, because I always keep a little eye out on Minehead. Scott from Comhunt TV, Scott from behind the Commander's Whitton, if you happen to be watching, hope you continue on this recovery course. From that it sounds very encouraging. We all send you our strength and love, sir. Very good morning, Patrick. How are you? Hope you're well. So on the agenda today is L'Etape de Zwift. It's 60 kilometres on coast to coastal. Not too much climbing on this one. It's I think only about 250 metres of climbing. 250 metres of climbing and about 60 kilometres. 250 metres on each lap of climbing and about 60 kilometres. And I think the climbs come. Let me just check this out. I did my research last night. I think they come at the end of each lap. At the very, very beginning, we start as always on Mercury on the ascent. Yes, we start on the ascent to the village sprint, and then at around about 25 kilometres, maybe 26, there's a climb back to the start. Vidal, very good morning to you. Your training looks like it's going very nicely. Hope you're keeping well. So I haven't been streaming the last couple of weekends. I had a sportive in the New Forest, the west of England, for those of you who don't live in the UK. It was very, very pretty, with some mates from the old Territorial Army. And it was properly chilled, very nice, really enjoyed it. I did fall off my bike, yep, at slow speeds. I got into a pothole and then another pothole, and I thought everything was going okay. I was thinking, yeah, you got this, and then all of a sudden I hadn't, so I had to bail. It was rather embarrassing, to say the least. But yeah, so still falling off my bicycle. And then yesterday was the NCRA Handicap, the final of the series up in the Northampton area. It was sensational, proper rapid. I was in Group 3. We caught Group 2, then Group 4 caught us, and then we all caught Group 1. Properly enjoyed it. It was quick, and I slunk to the back for the sprint because, as you all know, I have no sprint and I don't want to cause any confusion. Lee Dixon, very good morning to you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I need a little bit of luck. The legs are feeling quite tired from yesterday. I get my excuses in, but I'm sure they'll warm up all right. Yeah, it was a high-powered race, about 250 odd watts for 64 minutes, but very, very surgy within that. So that always takes it a bit more out of me, certainly, than if you're just doing 250 watts normally. You get the recoveries, but the punches, they're hard. Michael, good morning. Are you off out for a run in the rain, sir? Michael lives near me, so I know it's raining. Yep, so 60 kilometres in the build-up to the Fred Whitton. Speaking of which, the previous weekend, I was up in the Lake District doing some recce for the Fred Whitton. We did a properly difficult route the first day. We did Bleat Arm, which is steep. Then we did Rhinos, which is the hardest, I think, of the climbs. Rhinos from the difficult direction, with most of the climbing. It's horrid at the end. I nearly gave up, I've got to be honest. I was in all kinds of trouble at the end. Then we did Hard Knot from the easy direction, albeit it's pretty steep for the final kilometre and a bit. Kilometre and a half or so. And then back up Hard Knot the difficult way. And I was just getting into my rhythm for that, that was all good. Then back up Rhinos from the easy direction, and again, started to feel good, and then Bleat Arm from the easy direction. So that was horrible. And then we did the recce of Honister. We did Honister, Newlands. So we did Red Bank, Honister, Newlands, Winlatter, Honister the difficult way. My God, that's horrible. again builds to a crescendo at the end, and then red bank again, and there's a couple of others. So a lot of climbing, and yeah, it was a rude reawakening to, even though I've been doing some training that's kind of Fred Whitton orientated, it was a rude reawakening to the kind of unrelenting grinding and out the saddle and VO2 max efforts needed to get up those climbs. Anyway, so that was a bit of a monologue. So there's been plenty of participating in cycling events and even bike racing, and no mercy was shown by the hills in the Lake District, or indeed yesterday. I was happy to stay in the group yesterday. And I did my turns on all of the pace line up until we got caught. Thereafter, it's far too many people in the bunch to have a pace line. We got caught about 2/3 of the way through the second lap, so we got caught pretty quick actually, but we caught the second group pretty quick too. Anyway, any more short boring stories from Philip? Probably not. So what are people up to today? So the intent today is just a nice, hopefully fast ride. You know, there'll be some spikes in power on the climbs, but really trying to also build a bit more kind of high zone 3 stroke threshold. Well, the roads, yeah, they were not good, fan. The roads were not good. There's lots of potholes, including the massive pothole is re-establishing itself on Hard Knot. And so you're 100% right. I mean, the event is starting, so let's go to it. It was really good to get up there and see, you know, the state of the road and where to take care. Obviously, I can't remember it all, but I kind of know, especially on the side of the roads, there's some nasty ones that you don't want to get into. As I managed to, for the sportive of the New Forest Sportive, which was literally, I had enough time to think, what's going on here? This is strange. You've got this. Yeah, you've still got this. No, this isn't too bad. This is very strange. Quite embarrassing if you crash. And I crashed. So try and avoid that. Cheers, Carlo. I appreciate that. And you've been going very nicely in the racing as well, sir. Nice one. James, all is good, thank you. But we'll see. We're going to see how good everything is. 400 signed up for this one, is there now? It wasn't that many because it's not really Zwift season, but it is now raining across Europe. So yeah, that's all right. 418. Woo-wee. That's all right. We're kind of getting to the real last dregs of the Zwift season. James, yeah, smash it. That is the hopeful intent, but we will see. The legs aren't always accommodating, as you know. But they were all right the last time I Zwift raced. Yesterday was hard though, I will say that. Yesterday was hard. I had to have a little nap when I got home. I went up and saw my dad in Northampton and then drove back home. So it's about an hour and a quarter drive each way. And then Jane was studying, so I thought I'd have a little nap. And a little nap turned into quite a long little nap and a scroll on Instagram. Yeah, it was properly unproductive. I don't like unproductive. So they're giving us a nice blue top to go on my blue bike. I'm happy with that. So how's your preparation going, James, for the America's Cup? I saw the boat on Discord. My word, that boat looks more like one of these hypersonic missiles than an actual boat. You're going to pedal it all across the Atlantic fastest. Right, I'm going to turn my fan on because I've got the door shut because it's raining. So how's it going, James? Tell us about the boat and your training, if you're still watching. Ooh, the level of concern is now rising. Participating in ETAPs, that's the next thing. In the TA, one of the DS staff sergeants used to come to me when I'd organised the command post area and the gun the gun arrangement, the kind of how we arrange ourselves at night in a forest. And my staff sergeant had, not my staff sergeant, my sergeant, we liked our comforts, let's put it that way. He had a nice chili con carne that he had bought in a pot on a really powerful stove, and it was destroying the life discipline. And he goes, Mr. Lovett, the army to you is more or less just aggressive camping, isn't it? And kind of, that's what racing is for me. It's like aggressive training, isn't it? I'm not really a force of nature. Thank you very much, Vidar. Yep. The last of the old Hawk route stop. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. Was in a small ring. Thank you very much, Jay. Super appreciated. Stara, thank you. Okay, that sounds good, James. Just a toe. Were you on board for the toe? Thank you, Vidar. Oh, this is emotional. Oh. 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 Morning, how are you? Proper intense, feet up, right at my limit. Flat at 64.5 to 65. We're building strength in the gym a little. So hopefully, muscle. Oh dear. Pre-crash, yep. Post-crash, got down to about 61. Oh, maroon. That was horrible. As always, 100% training difficulty for Vero for the power. It reads lower than the kicker by about 5 to 7 watts. Ooh. Good idea, Vida. Thank you. Appreciate that. Didn't even know where I had that power up. I was away with the fairies. The only thing that was going through my head on that climb was it's going to be quicker if you stay in a bunch. Oh, just getting back into an equilibrium now. Average 266 watts at 8 minutes here. First 5 a lot higher. Yeah, Fred Whitton, James, not this weekend coming, 12th of May, then the Maratona, early July. Also, Top Cat has persuaded me to do an Everest, Velo 29 in June. I think it's like June the 9th. I'm not really sure if I want to do that, but I've signed up to give me endurance, or to make me do more endurance. So no outdoor bike racing for a bit. Yeah, very courteous drivers on all the climbs. If you're going up and someone's coming down, they move out of the way. And Cumbria, oh, I don't think there's a prettier place in the world to cycle on a sunny day. Beats even the Dolomites for me. Yeah, big ones, James, yeah. I love Cumbria. It is, for me, they talk about Flanders being cycling's holy land. For me, it is the Lake District. I mean, there's loads of beautiful places to cycle, but in amongst the greats, it is definitely there. Oh. I mean, Lake Garda is beautiful, as is Como. Dolomites is sensational. I mean, it's all very close when you get into that kind of level of Tuscany too. But for me, I guess because it's more accessible, yeah, if I could only ride outdoors one more time, it would be the Lake District on a sunny day. I think Rhino's Pass from the Bleetarn direction is possibly the prettiest climb I've ever done. And the top of the Gow was mesmerising. I mean, I've been lucky. Galibier from La Grave, Rhinos from the Bleetarn direction, Swan Dam in Wales, the final climb, the Strada Bianchi into Siena. These are the ones that I don't know, they fill you with a bit of apprehension because they're difficult, but oh my word. Actually, Galibier isn't that difficult until the final 1.5 kilometres from La Grave. It's a hard one to say, found. Because you're running off the power a lot, but when you're on the power, it's VO2. Not always, it's this threshold VO2, it's hard. But when you're off, the descents, you can't go quickly on. So no, not really. I have more in mind strategies for each climb as to when I'll invest the power. And I recreated a Zwift training session to replicate it. So for example, on hard knot, it'd be like a tempo into threshold, into a minute of VO2, back into threshold. That'd be about 5-6 minutes. 5 minutes, 220 watts. Then a minute 350, a minute 270, another minute 350, and then taper it down gradually. That kind of thing. But it's the cadence that gets you, because the gradients are so steep. Hence I do it on the Wattbike Pro, where when I need the high power, I turn up the magnetic resistance to really force me to grind or get out of the saddle. Morning B to the B. How are you? Oh dear. Oh dear me, that was hard. Morning Steve, how are you? I'm in all kinds of trouble here. Oh, nice one B to the B. That's in late May, isn't it? It's really good for a good power effort tempo. Good to hear you, Steve. Dear me. Oh. 246 average. At least that start. What do you feel? How you feel? You looking fit? Did you get super compensation after Flamme Rouge? Yeah, good, thank you. Jane's just back from India. She was travelling with work last week. She's with her friend today. Oh, Dimmy, I raced yesterday. Well, I participated in racing. It was a good one though for me. I stayed in the group throughout. We caught group 2 and 1, and group 4 and 5 caught us. Oh. Right, oh. Who is A Patton from GCN? Is it Alex? Oh. Oh. Yeah, it's a proper horrible event, this one, Phil. We started off, first 5 minutes, proper hard. So in the chat, tell me what events you guys got coming up. You've heard me, Fred, Maratona, and Everest. Yeah, and Everest. $236 watts, so we're coming down. Oh, the handicap races are amazing, Phil. Yeah, I love them. I mean, it's really a massive thrill to work in the pace line, and then it turns out when all the groups catch each other into a massive peloton. But obviously, I'm not any kind of a force of nature at the end. Agnes, how are you? Tell us how the final chemo, hopefully final went. Positive? Nice one, Agnes. So is it looking positive? Well, it's not 10th. How are you feeling? Strong or stronger? Oh, dear me. Oh dear. Nice one, Agnes. We look forward to seeing your recovery, your full recovery. Fingers crossed. Sending our strength and love to you. Oh dear me. Hey Rob, how are you? Good to see you, thank you very much, it's tea kind. Oh. She's gonna. That was 243 average power. Come on, Dominican. Thank you, Gerben. How you both? Oh. Col de Bras, sorry. Let me come up with them in a second, Phil. I can't remember the names. Col d'Aires isn't so pretty. There's one that features always on the Paris-Nice. I forgot what it's called, I need to remind myself. It's on one of my videos. Col de Madon, obviously. Dear me, I am absolutely... Is Marshall very good? I've got no idea of any of the Zwift riders. Oh, well, we didn't see many sights, I'm afraid, Phil. We just cycled. But, I mean, along the coast is just beautiful. Very pretty. Just before you get along the coast, just before you get to Col de Madon. Bouillé-sur-Mer, that was a lovely town that we stayed in. Bouillé-sur-Mer. God, I'm absolutely destroyed. Oh, I'm struggling now. Hey Laura, how are you? I'm struggling. How's the embroidery, Laura? There's some lovely stuff on Instagram that you posted. Morning, Rod. Thank you very much. Too kind. How are you, sir? Oh, trying to pedal circles and just get back to a nice equilibrium before the time. Ah, very good. What is it that you are embroidering? Is that a word? A verb? Embroidering. Oh, dear me. Oh, I haven't got enough gels. I haven't got any gels. I've got sugar in my water. I don't think it's going to be enough. I've had a bar. Oh. I'm sorry about that. I just didn't have it. Cheers, Phil. Cheers, Gibbon. Thanks for the heads up, Ida. Cheers, Gibbon. Oh man. Thank you, Gerben. Yeah, it's been brutal, Dominican. But I was pretending that climb just there at the end was a steep one on the thread, and I needed to stay in the 300 watts or so till the end. Oh dear me. Thank you very much, BPM. Oh, it's so flat now. Oh, I see. Cheers, Richard. Dear me. Yeah, we sure are suffering, Richard. Oh, dear me. Oh, I'm needing to sit on Scott here. Yeah, I can imagine it was horrible. If you haven't been well, you go back to racing, a bit higher rate was sky high. Nice one, Dominican. That's the only way to progress. Just get stuck back in. 16 will become 32. Heart rate will be lower. I am ruined. I'm sorry, Scott. I will take my turn in a second. I am absolutely destroyed. And you're pushing big watts. Come on, Scott. Jump back in, mate. Yeah, Fred Whitton, not next weekend, the weekend after. Maratona, early July. And also an Everest. Fellow 29. Not sure I want to do it though. Power, 238 average. Oh dear me. We fly into Milan, Phil, and then back out of Venice, because we're doing Bormio first. Are you going out that way for the Maratona, Phil? Oh, I used my draft by accident. Didn't mean to use that. Yeah, Milan to Como or Lake Garda, beautiful indeed. Lake Maggiore by Veracing. No, yeah, hiring a car, Phil, yeah. It's the easiest way to do it, because then we can travel from Bormio to Corvina in the Dolomites. And then obviously back on to Venice. We're not staying in Venice, so flying straight back out. Of course, it's relentless, this. Yeah, I think we all would. Better for the environment too. Oh dear me. Right. Oh dear me. Oh, sorry, this is really boring for people. We'll have a good chat at the end. Cheers, Phil. Too kind, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Wherefore art thou? Good legs, diamond legs. Oh, I thought we had a little climb coming here. I was just stealing myself. He must do. Yeah, they're in Tenerife with Top Cat. He broke his front mech on day one, and Top Cat broke a carbon wheel. Pictures on Strava. Top Cat had to hire a new one, and it's heavy. He ain't impressed. But I like the Biggles reference. I read nearly all the Biggles books as a kid. Captain W. Johns. He'll be considered very imperialist now. Yeah, I wanted to be a fighter pilot, Phil. Did you? God dear me, I'm absolutely ruined. I'm going to have a good dig on this hill. Oh, I see. Very interesting. That's a very good teacher. Teachers make a difference in this life. Good ones. And bad ones, actually. I think the hill's coming here. Yeah. I used to go and play in spot at Luton Airport and Heathrow too. I did exactly that. But now I'm glad I didn't become an airline pilot after the defence cuts didn't get into the RAF. Well, I had my scholarship cut. Right, here we go. I'm glad I didn't become an airline pilot. I think I'd have become bored. 236 average. Oh man. Just go. Cheers everyone. Oh. 1 second. Dear, oh dear. So look at the oh man, thank you ever so much everybody for the support. Hey Desmond, cheers mate, thank you. I massively appreciate it. That was good for me, I mean that was good. I mean that start was literal hell. We'll have a look at the power in a second. And it was big digs, that really took it out of me, and then they were pushing big power to weight on this climb, so I had to drop off. Then I was quite happy, you know, I kept the chain tight after the descent, right away to here, and this is a nice finish this, you know. 5:55, that's good power for me. Oh dear, wait a second, let's go to the, there we go. And the critical power, let's see what the 5-minute power is, because that felt horrid. That's 5 seconds, sorry. 15, where's 5 minutes? Oh, there we go. Oh, it felt worse than that. Dear me. I thought it'd be like 350 or something. No. I suppose 3-minute power was nasty. Yeah. Or maybe that was it. Yeah, we evened off, didn't we, after a bit? We had a little... Yeah, so 3-minute power was good. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, these are good powers for me, like 4-minute power of nearly 320 watts. I mean, that's... Alright, no. Go back to the area. You can see 64.5, and then I'll show you what I was working with in terms of the, you can see the kicker bike. Oh shit now. Oh, flipping out, I wasn't using the Astiomas. Oh god. So you can take 5 watts off all of that. Oh, I'm so sorry, 5 to 7 watts off of all of that. Oh, flipping irritating. That's because I was having trouble getting the, it wasn't connecting to the internet, and getting to turn the computer on and off. And I think I just rushed through the power source setting to make a little bit of a warm up ahead of the live stream. So sorry, that was flattering power for me, and I'm very sorry for that. Oh, damn it. That's really irritated me. I was thinking that was a really good ride, and it was, you know, it was still a good ride, but it wasn't as good as I thought. Because if you go back to the power then, back, we go, is it end ride, isn't it? So it's a critical power. So that 3-minute power, where's it gone? There we go. Yeah, so 3-minute power, 330 watts, that's still very good for me, very good. 5-minute power, 300 watts, that's about right for me. And then what was the 20-minute power? Well, it's not really a 20-minute course, but I think the 15-minute power would be accurate, you know, because the last bit was about 15 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, so yeah, 2:55, yeah, that'd be about right, you know, on fatigue level. So, alright. Ah, properly irritated, I'm so sorry. I hate to mislead, because as you know, the golden source for me is the Faveros, and that's what I use outside. But nonetheless, kept the chain tight, and I went deep. So it was a decent ride. I've got to take the positives from that. What was the hour and a half? Yeah, I mean, again, hour and a half, 237. Yeah, it'd be about 230 would be typically what I could do for an hour and a half. So yeah, flipping out. But I guess on the timeline, you know, the red is still the red, the yellow and the red is still the yellow and the red, more or less. There may have been a bit more green in here. And then this was miserable. Yeah, my weight, I weigh myself every day, Phil, and I'm always currently 64.3 to 65, depending on if I ate late, basically. And then, you know, after the weekend of all the riding there, I was down at 64 for a day or so, and then I'm back to it. I'm really stable. I think I'm pretty consistent in the eating. I'm eating a lot more sugars on the ride, although I think to Gerben's point, I was a bit short there. I had about 8 tablespoons of sugar in that. I had a full fat Coke before we started. I had 6 tablespoons of sugar in my drink, and I had a little bar. I had this SIS Energy Bake. I've got to say, a little bit dry. I've got to be honest with you. I'm really loving the SIS Beta Fuel gels. And actually there's Striker. They do a 50 grams of carbs in a gel, and those things, they are superb. I'm enjoying the SIS 150 milligrams of caffeine gels as well. But that was a bit too dry. I've got to be honest with you. 5,000 calories a day plant-based. Blimey O'Reilly. You got to be flipping, joking, no way. 5,000 calories a day. Dear me, Phil. You're burning it though on the bike, to be fair. Hey Chris, how's it going? I see the preparation for the Maratona is being very consistent. Are you feeling good about it? The Asiamas. The Asiamas do, well, it depends what you're riding. My Asiamas read more than my Watt Bike Pro by about 5 or 6 watts, but they read about 10 watts less, 5 or 6 watts less than my old Watt Bike Atom, but they read about the same as the new Watt Bike Atom, and they read 5 or 7 watts lower than this kicker bike. And because I'm always using the Asiomas outside, that's my golden source. And I've got 2 pairs of Asiomas, and it's consistent. Whether I put whichever pair I put on this bike or that bike, the difference is the same. And GP Lama, he reckons that the Asioma is about as accurate as you can get based on all the testing that he's done. And you know, they don't get impacted so much by the weather in terms of the heat and all this kind of stuff. They're easier to, you know, they're easy to put on and off. The calibration's super easy. So I think, I think that, you know, it's good to use them as a golden source. And definitely, I mean, I always used to find on the Watt Bike Atom, even though Watt Bikes say all of their bikes are kind of calibrated to plus or minus 1%, every power company says that. There is no kind of international standard is the problem. And so what I recommend you do ahead of La Marmotte, if that's what you're using outside, stick them on your bike indoors and use that to power's width. That's what I would normally do. Oh, I am so irritated at that. I mean, that's a proper schoolboy error, that. And the reason I do it is because A, as you can see, even with the kicker power, the extra 5 to 7 watts, I ain't winning anything. And B, it makes for better pacing when you're outside. And I don't know what it is, but even if I use the Watt Bike Pro's power meter because it underreads. And if something's always underreading, when you're going outside, you're pleasantly surprised. Also, the air resistance is harder to push. You know, 260 watts, and if I put the Faveros on that Watt Bike Pro, 260 watts feels harder to produce than on the bike outside or on the kicker. Exactly the same power source. So I think the air resistance, it's a bit like a cable machine. It creates a better resistance throughout the pedalling stroke. I don't know what it is, you know, that isn't backed by science or anything like that. It's just the air resistance makes a difference. It does. So I'm happy to use the Watt Bike Pro, and when I put Watt Bike Pro in all of my Strabas, that's because that is an underreader. And so I know if I'm going well on the Watt Bike Pro, I'll definitely go well outside. And then I use the Asiomas typically here on the kick bike, obviously not today, because this is the one I can do the climbing indoors because it goes up and down, it feels more realistic. And definitely when you're grinding outside, I want to be grinding inside. You know, to get as close to the real life games as possible. Like at the weekend, one of the last trainings I did before the Fred Whitton will be the radio tower, I think. Unless it's really sunny, I'll just go to, if it's really sunny, I'm going to go to, what's it called, Whiteleaf. I'll do he'll repeat 5-minute efforts, or 6-minute efforts really on that. You know Whiteleaf, don't you, Phil? Oh, I see, doesn't, yeah, okay, yeah, just within a plus or minus one another. And yeah, Chris, so definitely ahead of them I'm up now, because you've got plenty of time. With the Faveros on the bike, go to either Ventop. I'd probably go Ventop, or indeed, you know, out the Zwift, and you know, do 2 or 3 repeats on out the Zwift. You know, aiming for kind of whatever your inflection point between zone 2 and zone 3 is. It should feel relatively easy on the first one, okay on the second, and it will hurt on the third. And if you're doing that, you kind of, you know then that your lactate threshold 1 is set about right. Or if you do a couple of repeats on Ventop, similar. You get a nice kind of hour and a quarter, hour and a half climb, depending on how fast you are on the LT1. And you should have 2 nice consistent climbs, and then at least you know what your pacing is, I guess, for all of the climbs on the Marmot. But pacing is definitely the name of the game. Eating and pacing. Oh God, the camera's frozen, has it? Flipping out, James. Sorry. Thank you. Ah, God. Oh, I must have gone for ages. Sorry. Oh, dear me. Video capture. Why has it done that? Flipping out. Deactivate. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, dear me. So you're definitely, the pacing, that is the special sauce. And obviously, depending on the heat and the Marmot, the drinking and the, well, obviously always the eating, always the, you know, the liquid consumption, but you might need a lot more than you think if it's a really hot, hot day. I jumped on the watt bike, yeah. That's the kind of thing you would do, Phil. You go, yeah, I've now done my 60 kilometres hard, now just for a quick 6-hour zone 2. Oh. But that felt good. That felt nice. It felt too good, obviously. I'm thrown now because I said, oh, I've been using the Faveros and blah 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 blah, and then flipping out. You got a trip to Portugal. Nice. Ah, very good. Yeah, I mean the hill repeats. That is the name of the game. Is it a decent climb? Is it a long one? Matters not. You just put the power up a little bit if it isn't. You get the same training benefit, and definitely don't neglect the threshold work. It can't all be tempo. I'm moving in now. Now I've done my last race, and obviously the Fred Whitton, which you needed a fair bit of VO2 max. I'm going to start now transitioning into endurance and you know, a couple of threshold sessions each week. Probably not quite so much Zwift racing as the weather's better, but I'm not a big one for training outside in the UK because I still haven't got the around here the roads are just they're potholed, but also not badly potholed, but I don't know what it is. I've still lost the confidence with the cars. Although that said, yesterday, my word, we just come on the 3rd lap, and it's like a kind of a draggy uphill. And for some reason, I've got no idea, with all the bunches, all the groups had come together, and there's a really nasty crash right in front of me. And I thought, oh, you're going down again, son. And I just missed it. one of the crashing bike's wheels hit my front wheel. Luckily my lightweight wasn't broken. And I got to admit, I just carried on going because I thought, flipping out, that was an unnecessary crash, whoever caused that. It wasn't stupidly fast because it was a draggy uphill bit. And I managed to chase back on to the main group that had gone up the road because they weren't going full gas. Yeah, it's kind of, I thought to myself, oh, I've just bought myself an aero bike. Do I actually want to carry on racing these crits? Because probably a matter of time before I come off again. I so enjoy the thrill of the peloton, the participating in bike racing. I'm just rumbling now, I'm away with the fairies, as you can tell. Notwithstanding the kicker bike power gains, I'm off with all of the fairies. They're amongst me now. And as an FYI, I sold my Canago. I sold it to We Bicycle. They were very, very good. If you're looking to sell a bike, rather than on eBay and all that kind of stuff, I sold it to We Bicycle. I'm very sad to see it go, but there was too many bikes in the house. What with this Mosaic still kicking around, I can't get it sold at the moment. And I'm not willing to drop the price to a stupid level. I might actually get it set up to, well, it's set up to ride, but I might actually get it just serviced ahead of doing that and start riding it. I don't think I deserve it though. I don't ride enough outside to deserve to ride it. These are first world problems, aren't they? I need to shut the fuck up, don't I? Sorry. Hey Paul, good to see you. How are you, sir? How's family? All family is good, thank you here. Even the kids are starting to, well, they're starting to act like adults. Ah, Ed did a video on it. Nice, nice. Is that the really long one that he got the KOM on, I think, was it? It's all about rhythm. That is the word. I mean, I used to do a lot of music as a kid. I played saxophone. Rhythm is the name of the game, or indeed economics, equilibrium. You've got to find that point where the physiology is doing what it ought to be doing. So if it's threshold, it's elevated heart rate, elevated breathing. The lactate is just being buffered, so it's not becoming overwhelming. Something you feel like you can sustain for about 45 minutes, not the hour. Physiologically, not many people can sustain their threshold for the hour. It's BS. But 35 to 45 minutes. And of course, if it's lactate threshold 1, you know, everything nice and stable. Buffering the lactate easily, but still a good pace, you know. If you need to talk, you can talk, alright. And obviously not trying to. Deep breathing, all controlled. Flow state, on the pedals, circular pedalling stroke. Heart rate, probably a little bit of drift, but after a while, evens out. Achy, you've been ill, have you? You've been ill, or is this the medical condition that you've been dealing with, Paul? So, on the agenda for next weekend, I may do another Zwift race, albeit the sun looks good, so I'm thinking people are going to be outside. We'll see. Either White Leaf for a few hill repeats, I guess, or Radio Tower. And then I'll do a little taper, like I'll have probably Sunday, or maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. Or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday off, yeah, nothing. Maybe a little session on Wednesday. And then as my warm-up, I will do this. I highly recommend this. If you like your steep climbing, on the Friday ahead of the Fred Whitton, I'm going to do Blee, Rhinos, hard knot, Rhinos, Blee. Just to get my climbing legs, my climbing legs down, and it'll be a super easy day on a Saturday. Just spin the legs a little bit, carve up. Oh, crikey. I know you said it's going to be a long road and potentially something you're going to have to live with for forever, Paul, but is the doctor giving you anything to, or the surgeon or the physio giving you anything to kind of lessen the pain. And so, you know, mitigate the problem, yeah, mitigate. Oh, it always feels so good to spin down after a hard effort like that. Anyway, thank you all ever so much for joining. It is hugely appreciated as always. Bank holiday weekend in the UK. I'm sure it is in Europe as well. I guess you get a bank holiday for the first day of May in Europe. You must do. I mean, everyone in Europe likes the spring for sure. Who doesn't like the spring? But remember, whoever you are and whatever you do, please remember to live, thrive, have a fulfilling life, stay happy. Happy is a platitude. Stay fulfilled, healthy, look after your loved ones. Ciao. Good luck with that, Paul. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's a pain relief, yeah. Alright, well, I'll be keeping an eye on that. I hope it goes well for you, sir. The problems we deal with as we get older. Take care.